His admirers think he is the beau ideal of basketball, Pistol Pete the Paragon. His detractors think he is a shot-happy show-off, a pop gun protected by his father, the coach. Basketball entrepreneurs think he is a prepackaged legend who will draw like honey on an anthill. Whatever he is, sometime next month he will have scored more points than any college player ever. The diverse elements which can create disharmony among fathers and sons have filled a number of indigestible books. In the case of Coach Pete Maravich and his son Pete, the drumbeat dribble of a basketball creates a tempo to which they can march in step. There are, of course, times when any son listening to his father has the look of a turtle in shock. But for 16 years, the Maraviches have worked, sometimes abrasively but always closely, on Pete's game.
Right there, that's it, pick it. Ow! Sit up again. Who fouled up there, for heaven's sake? Huh? Okay. Miss! Miss! Interchange. Jeez. Interchange again. What the hell kind of pass that? Was that a hook pass, Sky? Hook pass, Sky?
The results of the father-son effort are attested by a volume of mail associated with births and marriages in soap opera, a biographical literature as adulatory and extensive as political campaign material, and a nice assortment of trophies. They have achieved a degree of objectivity about the tangled but enduring web of father, son, player, and coach.
Actually, there's a lot of pressure that we get from the fans and between the father and the son, and also it runs into the family, really.
When I was a sophomore, we were playing a real tight ball game, and he called a timeout, and called us over, and I think it was a tied ball game, and there was about a minute to go in the game. So he was diagramming a play on the floor, and I was looking at this play, and I just couldn't see it working, you know, because of the certain defense that they were running. So before 11,000 people, I said, look, this isn't going to work, you know. And he jumped up and hit me across the head and said, look, I'm the coach, you're the player, you listen to me. So in front of 11,000 people, I was sort of embarrassed at this, and so I didn't say much, and we went out, and it turned out to win the ball game for us. So ever since that time, I've considered just it's been very exciting for me to play for him, and I have no regrets.
I kind of foresaw the future in that I wanted him to become a basketball player, and by building a goal in the back of my yard and shooting there by myself, he would come over and watch me. I would enjoy myself shooting. He came over and he asked me for a shot. He said, looks easy. He took the shot like all little kids. He threw an underhanded, a two-hand underhanded shot, missed the basket completely. He said, why didn't mine go in? I said, well, because you can't beat the old man. And I said, I have to teach you. He said, well, then teach me. And then from that day on, it became a competitive game with us in basketball.
I've been playing this style of basketball now for about 15 or 16 years, and I don't think it's, you know, it's different from what everybody says, but this is, like they say today, my own thing, and this is, as long as, I've always stated, as long as I can throw a deceptive tight pass, which throws the opponents completely off their feet, but we still get the basket, then why throw the fundamental chest pass if we're going to get the same 2 points? I've often stated that I feel it's a spectator sport like anything else, and without the spectators, you don't have any athletics. And what I try to do is just give the spectators their $3 or $3.50 a ticket worth of enjoyment. And I feel like if we can go out there and put on a show and also win the basketball game, that it's just great for the game, and it's great for the fans, and it's great for the team.
It is certainly true that Maravich shoots in the fusillade style of a Western movie villain. But unlike the movie villain, he has a reasonable accuracy, averaging a respectable 46% from the floor, while he is the country's leading scorer for the 3rd successive year, this season standing at 47 points a game. Like many of those who love the trumpet-call trample of the charge, Pete is perhaps not equally devoted to the trench-digging duties of the defense. But his passes, particularly the circuitous ones which are among his trademarks, delight him almost as much as the stringy whisper of the perfect shot. Maravich, who has trouble filling a pair of sweat socks, is frail for his height and his talents, and a summer of weightlifting doesn't keep him from occasionally going down like a caromed candlepin. His appeal to the fans is undeniable. LSU's 11,000-seat gym has been turning away latecomers since the Maraviches came here together. Press from North Carolina State and Pete from a military academy where he had gotten his first headlines with a 50-point game. The team as a whole is better than fair, less than overpowering, and the peaks of Pete's accomplishments often stand in canyons of defeat. It is hoped that the Maravich glamour will lead promising players to follow in his zigzag tracks. Plus, the university is building a new 15,000-seat arena, which will cost somewhere in the rolling, well-tended country between $12 and $20 million. Then Press will have to fill this vast void without the graduating Pistol Pete as leading man in the show. The half-finished dome has a frail, impractical look, but is firmly rooted in showmanship, as is the frail, impractical-looking basketball player whose feats inspired its building. This is Heywood Hale Broun in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.